We talk about holiness versus sinfulness. You can almost draw the direct connection to the traits, of division versus unity. Holiness and unity are deeply connected, and sinfulness is deeply connected to division. God wants to unite all people to himself, to bring about their salvation. The devil wants people to fall into sin because it divides, especially divides us from God. This point goes all the way back to the very beginning of creation. This is how it's always been. In our first reading, we see those immediate effects of the fallout of original sin. Before Adam and Eve ate from the tree, they were living in original holiness. They were living in harmony and complete unity with God. It was because of the temptation of the devil that the two fell into the state now of sin. And from that moment, everything changed. We see in the first reading how they had to cover themselves because they realized they were naked. God asks Adam about what happened. And he told God that it was because of the woman that God put in the garden with Adam. The first effects of original sin are shame and blame. This is the first moment of division and alienation. When mankind falls into sin, we are obviously alienated from God. That's clear to see. But we're also alienated from creation itself. And man is even divided against himself, his own body. Adam and Eve no longer live in peace and harmony. Adam blames Eve and even blames God for creating her and putting her here in the garden with me. Eve then blames the serpent and says that the serpent tricked her, which means she's also blaming God for how he created the world. But even in the midst of all this sin and division, God points to how one day it will all be solved. In the punishments that he gives to the serpent, God foretells that there will be enmity between the children of the woman and the serpent. The serpent will only be able to manage to strike at the heel, but he will strike at the serpent's head. Sin and division cannot win. They can only wound. But Christ, who is the Son, will deliver that crushing blow to the head of the serpent. And he does just that when he comes. In the gospel, the massive crowd of disciples are all united in their love for Christ. They witness the extraordinary healings that happen at his hand. The people who are set free from demonic possession at his command. They are witnessing the Son crush the head of the serpent in real time. And still the scribes think that the devil is the one who is doing this to himself. They can't see that Jesus is undoing the wrongs that we first did. He's driving out sin and division from the world by uniting us perfectly to himself, helping us to live not for this broken and fallen world, but for the world that is to come, where in receiving the gift of God's grace, we can once again be perfectly united to God in the body of Christ. So when we go out into the world and we want to know what we need to do in any given moment, what we should or shouldn't do, all we have to do is ask ourselves a simple question. Does this bring about harm and division? Or does this bring about peace, joy, and unity? We ask God to give us the wisdom to see through the lies of the enemy so that we can freely choose to love God, always seeking to do what is right and asking for his mercy if we happen to make that mistake. If we persevere in this to the end, we'll be able to confidently hope in our salvation with him in heaven.